Vice Principal Ma'am, colleagues and dear students. Good morning to one and all. Firstly, I wish a happy National Education Day to one and all. Here, in brief, I want to narrate the difference between the education and literacy. Students, many people feel that education and literacy are same. No, they are entirely different. First of all, let us take the word literate. That's why you observe in the application, they won't ask the question, are you educationalist? There will be a column called, are you literate? That's why this shows that there is a difference between the education and literacy. What is literacy? In a simple way, reading and writing. Reading and writing, if you know reading and writing, you are literate. That doesn't mean that you are educationalist. So what is education? Education is nothing but transforming the mind. This is very important. Swami Vivekananda has quoted that education is nothing but manifestation of learning experiences. That means from the childhood, whatever we learn, we should go on transform. That transformation, manifestation means changing. That manifestation of the learning experiences is nothing but the education. Yes, students, if you think from our childhood, we learn many things. As the age grows, we go on modify. We are going on changing the mindset depending on the needs, depending on the necessities and requirements. That adjustment, that changing of the mind with the proper base is nothing but learning, that is nothing but education. That's why one of the quotations says that education is nothing but the perfect coordination of head, heart and hand. The 3 H, the perfect coordination of head, heart and hand. Let us take the 3 H, head, which helps for thinking. Hand, which will exhibit that what we are thinking, which will display what we are thinking. And the heart helps us to feel happy by displaying what we are thinking. That's why, and in our education system, the significance will be given for all the 3 H's. This is the reason why even today we are going to write one creative subject examination. This is nothing but for enhancing your hand ability, that is art. So, in our education system, as there are languages and as well as sciences, the concept of language helps for promoting the feelings, whereas the sciences helps for logical thinking. As we know that in our brain, the right part and left part, both are important. Generally, the right part of the brain is related to the feelings, the left part of the brain is related to the logical sciences. When both are coordinated, when both are going in hand by hand, then the ultimate human mind development takes place. This is the secret why Indians are becoming one of the topper personalities and the top personalities in all over the world, because Indian education system will give importance for both enhancement of right part of the brain and left part of the brain. This is the reason why we are having 3 language formula. So every student will study 3 languages and 3 core subjects, that is maths, physics and chemistry. So, and along with that, the latest NEP is also promoting the artistic forms. That's the reason why, as sir said, that the theme of this education day, today's education day, is changing the course and transforming the education. What is the meaning of transforming? From the rote memory, from the rote learning, we should go for integrated learning. Everything should go hand by hand. That's the reason why now the science teacher has to integrate the artistic forms to teach the scientific concepts. Similarly, the artistic creative people has to integrate the science when they are learning, when they are teaching the skills. Maybe the sports and games, or maybe the music, maybe the art. So everything we have to integrate. This is what the present NEP is mainly emphasizing. That's the reason why the theme of today's National Education Day is changing the course and transforming the education. So this is what the word transforming the education. Now come to the word changing of the course. What it means? Till today we have MPC, means Maths, Physics, Chemistry. Similarly, CEC means Economics, Accountancy, Business Studies. That means there is no chance for the MPC student to learn the accounts. There is no chance for the commerce student to understand the chemistry. But the NEP is saying that no, you just break the barriers. If a student is interested in chemistry, similarly accounts and economics, he can take that as a subject. In next recent years, these are the changes that we are going to observe in our education system. And one more important thing is, Indian education system is in such a way that we are following the spiral curriculum. What is a spiral curriculum? So when you go for class 8, directly the class 8 concepts will not be taught. So the first part of the lesson, in every lesson, there will be the memorizing of the previous topics and they will go for the next lesson. So this type of curriculum, we call it as a spiral curriculum. So this spiral curriculum always helps the mind to recapitulate what they have learnt in the previous years and help for keeping that and for helping that and for making to learn the new concepts in the next classes. This is how the new education system has been planned. See how much scientifically all these things are planned. And the man behind this is nothing but Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. This is the reason why we are celebrating his birth anniversary as a National Education Day. And he is the one such personality because of whom now we are enjoying the privilege of IITs. IITs are established, were planned when he was the HRD ministry. Like that. So now the Indian education has been appreciated by many educationalists all over the world because of our very systematic education system. And one more important thing is, as I told, education is different from literacy. Similarly, education doesn't mean that what we are learning in the classroom. There are several types of education like formal education, informal education, non-formal education and mild education. Yes, this mild education is very important. What it means, many people know what is a formal education, what we are learning in the schools. Informal education, what you learn outside. Remember, learning will not take place only in the schools. Only 30 to 40% only will learn in the formal education system. Many things you will learn informally and non-formally. And recent education research says that mild education is very important. What is mild education? In a simple way, learning the things from our sixth sense. Learning the things from our sixth sense. Yes, whether you believe or not, if you observe. So from our dreams, sometimes we will learn. So all these things comes under mild education. Like that, educationalist doesn't mean that simply whom he will write, that means who will write or read. It's nothing but transforming the mind, acquiring the knowledge for transformation of the mind. That's why you observe in the villages, there are so many people who may not read and write, but they will excel, they will show very good performance in their fields. For example, you might in your nearby villages, you might have observed some of the people help for keeping a point, that means for bore wells, identifying the point where there is water. Of course, scientifically we have the geologists, but certain people will get that knowledge by experience. They will identify where the water point will be there. And yesterday I read an article, actually one woman, of course, very old woman of 95, I think 2 years back she has been awarded with the Padma Shri Award. Why? Because in the tribal villages, she is playing a role of gynecologist and she has done thousands of deliveries. and she has not studied anything, no MBBS, nothing. But in the tribal villages, she got that experience after observing many people. Even doctors got surprised because just by keeping her hand and by observing the pulse, she will say whether the baby in the fetus is correct or not. Even doctors appreciated her. No equipment, nothing. Just with observing the nerve impulse, she can able to say rightly, almost correctly. And if any problem is there, then she will recommend for cesarean, and she will recommend that cesarean operation 2-3 days before itself, because they have to go for long journeys and they have to get the treatment from the hospital. Like that, because of her experience, she is doing all these things. Is it not education? Yes. But she don't know how to read and write. But with her experience, she is doing all these things. So students, education means getting the knowledge, and that knowledge you can get in so many ways, not only in the formal education system. But ultimately, one thing I want to tell, whether it may be a formal education system or informal education system, discipline is a key role. Without discipline, you can't acquire the true knowledge in a right spirit. Maybe that old woman whom I have quoted here, she also acquired that knowledge with disciplined observation only. Without disciplined observation, all these things will not happen. So students, discipline not only in the formal education system, it should be an integral part of our life. When discipline is an integral part of the life, knowledge acquiring is very easy and very systematic, and that way of acquiring the knowledge helps throughout your life. So students, with proper discipline, try to acquire the knowledge everywhere. Nature is a great teacher. Everywhere you have a chance of acquiring the knowledge, and that helps for promoting and for enhancing your lifestyle. I thank one and all for giving me this opportunity.